Saints sucker punched, but with the increase in form of Azaz, can he be the main man this season? Welcome back to Where the Saints Talk with myself, Luke, and today we've got Elliot, Nick, and Alex talking all things Southampton. So, Elliot, a mixed bag this week. Let's start with Saturday's game against Millwall. Was a bit of a sucker punch, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I think if you had offered us, a win and a draw at the start of the week, we would have bitten your hand off. I know expectations were higher after 4 wins on the bounce, but we knew that we couldn't win every game and that you couldn't play perfectly every game. But we thought we had done enough to claw back the draw with Azaz's goal in the 87th minute. But to lose in the dying embers of the game like that is always painful, isn't it? But we can't let it take away from, all of the newfound recent positivity. So you got to, look at it in, perspective. Yes, it was disappointing, but ultimately we've got 4 wins out of 5.
Yeah, which is a great return. It's just the way to lose a game, Alex, isn't it? It's so harsh, such a horrible way to lose it.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't really deserve much out of that game at all. But I came back to my screen and saw 2-2, and I was like, how has this happened then? So yeah, we'll touch on Azaz. He's been very good recently. Yeah, I thought Millwall probably deserved it. They were the better team throughout the game. They were really persistent, and we were. I don't know. I wouldn't blame Eka or the players at all. I think it's just one of those games where the opposition were better, and there's not much you can do about that.
No, I think that's very fair points. And Nick, I know we had a little group chat going on, and you said in there that you would have took this points total beforehand, and I think that's true, isn't it? It's a great return, really.
Absolutely. I mean, if you go back to a month ago or 3 weeks ago, and Will still is sacked, if you had told me 12 points out of 15, that would have been best case scenario. And third game of the week, going to the Den, not an easy place to play. Millwall are flying this season. And it takes a 97th minute winner to lose. I'll take that. It's all about keeping the positivity, keeping the momentum going into the next slate of games, which are looking like another big crop of points could come as well.
Yeah, definitely. It's one of them. It's more just the way the game panned out is what obviously hurts. But yeah, the points total from the last few games especially it's been brilliant. Let's touch on the game before that. Elliot, Leicester. That's a great win. I mean, to score 3, clean sheet. That's a perfect night.
Yeah, it really was. But of course, if you're the fan that was sat behind me and Alex, apparently it was an awful game. Yeah, we had someone sat behind us in the Northern Wall who was complaining, even though we were 3-0 up. So there you go. But no, I think it was the perfect way to follow up from that Charlton game, because we said, this Leicester game will be a big test for Eckert. They're one of the stronger teams in this run of games. But we comfortably swatted them aside, I thought. I think in the first 10 minutes, it was a bit touch and go. But I think, we settled down, played some beautiful stuff. Manning's delivery for Harwood Bellis's 2 goals was exquisite. The only tiny slight negative is that we didn't put them to the sword and kind of have revenge for the game that that will not be mentioned. It was a fantastic night, and to get the clean sheet I think was really important as well, because that was the only other thing we said from the other games. We let in stupid goals, didn't we, against Wednesday and Charlton? So yeah, can't ask for much more really than the 3 goals and a clean sheet.
Yeah, definitely. Bazzi's beard was definitely giving the luck there, but unfortunately it faded against Millwall. But like I say, it's a great achievement to get a clean sheet. It really helps with the confidence building, because you've been scoring some goals lately, and it's just now trying to work on that defensive sort of unit. And it's crazy when you look at the 2 teams, Southampton and Leicester. Both obviously dropped down from the Premier League in recent times. Both on completely different journeys. Yes, Leicester started the season strong, but obviously everything behind the scenes with them, their possible points deduction. Well, who would you prefer to be, Alex? Would you prefer Saints, who've had a bit of a slower start, but obviously with momentum now, or Leicester, where it looks like it's getting worse?
it shows how crazy the league is, because a month ago I would have taken Leicester's position, but now I'm quite happy with us. They're in a bit of a weird situation, aren't they? Where they need to stick with a manager, but is this manager the one to stick with? I'm not sure. We were comfortably the better team, and I think Eckert set us up brilliantly in that game. Really impressively, and the game was won before they even went down to 10 men, which I think was the important thing. It's not to kind of put a downer on that result at all. Yeah, it was really impressive.
Yeah, definitely. Another person who's been impressive is Finn Azaz, Nick. He's really coming to fruition now. He seems to have settled at Southampton, and could he be the main man? Could he be the guy that takes the weight on his shoulders and goes scores a hatful of goals?
I hope so. I mean, I want to look at two things that happened to him. One, I mean, he has come back from international duty with Ireland, just a changed man. I mean, he played so well in that miraculous run that has kept Ireland alive in World Cup qualification. So whatever they were feeding him on an international camp, but I hope we get some of that. But secondly, I think Eckert is using him slightly different to the way that Will Still did. He seems to have a lot more freedom. You see him popping up a lot more in central areas. Will Still seem to have him playing a lot more out wide, which perhaps doesn't suit him as much. And also, he has a lot more support with Tom Fellows bombing forward, Adam Armstrong playing a lot closer to him, and it seems to have unlocked something in him that Will Still couldn't do. So, when the Sport Republic Brain Trust are looking at whether to give Tonda Eckert the job, they need to look at the players who are playing much better under him than Still, and Finn Azaz is first on that sheet for me.
Yeah, definitely. What about you, Elliot? Do you think Azaz can be the guy that keeps Saints going up and up and up the league?
Yeah. Actually, I wanted to say that in the Millwall game, I think we really missed Leo Cienza, and that maybe we need to give we need to consider that, because obviously we were talking last week or the week before how important he's been and how he's the main man. But I think if Cienzo is unavailable, Azaz, he's contributing with goals. I don't think he's had 1 or 2 assists, but yeah, I think going forward he can be kind of the second goal scorer behind Adam Armstrong. As Nick said, he kind of started in that international break. He got the assist in that absolutely ridiculous 3-2 win against Hungary. And he's just continued that ever since then. 5 goals in 5. It's for a Saints player to score that many goals in that many games is unheard of. So yeah, he can definitely be one of the main men up there with Adam Armstrong and Leo Cienza.
Definitely. Do you think, Alex, that Eckert has to take the praise for that, because he's obviously seen something different with Finn Azaz? He thinks, right, maybe play a little bit more centrally, etc. You have to give him credit, don't you?
Yeah, loads of credit, I think, because he's not just played in this one new role; he's played in a couple. Against Leicester, he played more of as a midfielder. In games like against Charlton, Millwall, he was more of a winger, without the ball. So yeah, he's been changing around for whoever the opposition is. He's been just playing in different places and looked comfortable. Where under Will Still, he never really looked comfortable at all. Neither did Tom Fellows, I don't think. The only signing that really kicked on under Will Still was probably Cienza, but he's probably Premier League quality. So I think Eckert deserves the credit for that, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. So what do you think then, Nick, going forward? I know we were singing Eckert's praises last week. Obviously, it's been a bit of an up and down week. Do you still think Eckert's the guy that to take Saints forward?
Yeah, and then the Millwall loss makes it a little harder, although I don't think we were outdone tactically in that game, really. I mean, like Alex said, the Leicester game, that was just a masterclass from Eckert. I mean, we talked a bit last week about how Leicester's wingers were terrifying, given kind of the state of our flank defense. He completely nullified them with moving the midfield out wide, absolutely just torching everything Leicester wanted to do. It was brilliant from him. And so I think on that game alone, he gets the job for me. I think the Millwall loss is a schedule loss, 3rd game of the week, tough opponent. I wouldn't be surprised if before Birmingham he has the job permanently.
Yeah, we've currently got Alex on watch just to check that no announcements come through whilst we're recording the show. Something though that Eckert might need to look at is the energy in midfield, Elliot. I know, especially in the Millwall game, there was a bit of a lack of legs. Maybe a certain someone, Elliot, that you wasn't very happy with.
Yeah, Joe Aribo. Oh my God. So Alex and I were saying to each other when he came on in the Leicester game in midweek, it was like we were playing with 10 men. You know, we might as well have given the ball away for a throw-in or a goal kick every time we pass the ball to him, because he gets the ball, he'll either pass it back or lose it because he's just got no energy, no motivation. I don't think he clearly doesn't want to be here. I don't understand why we're giving him minutes. And for me, that is a question mark over Tonda Eckert, because why are you playing a midfielder who's putting in so little effort? I'd rather he promotes another midfielder from the academy than bring him on. I don't like saying this about players, but he's just been a waste of space. And I think that's a big part of the reason. Because also when we brought him on, we took off Jay Robinson, who was, I think, one of our main threats going forward. We lost that link-up play with Adam Armstrong, and he became very isolated after Robinson came off. And we kind of had like a midfield four almost. And it was very flat, kind of static. I don't understand how we actually scored the equaliser, to be honest. But Aribo, as I say, it's like playing with 10 men when he's on the pitch at the moment. I hope we can bin him off in January. But it's not a surprise because no one wanted him in the summer. So it's an unfortunate situation. But I just hope Tonda Eckert sees some sense and just promotes another midfielder from the academy, because it's just annoying, seeing him on the team sheet.
Yeah, Alex, who would you have in there instead of Aribo?
Yeah, it's difficult because I think I've seen Eckert kind of touch on how Aribo's his attacking midfielder substitute, and then you've got Matsuki and Romeu who are like the Bragg and Yanda substitutes. So I guess in terms of profiles, Aribo suits that kind of right attacking midfield or left where he played against Millwall. But yeah, he's clearly doesn't want to be at the club. That's the reason he wasn't involved in pre-season, because they were trying to find a move away for him and it never happened. Yeah, I think even if Matsuki's seen as a deeper midfielder than him, I think Matsuki would offer more because he's got something to prove, and I don't think Aribo does at all. That none of the figures online are right about how much players are paid or whatever, but I think he'll be one of the highest paid players. And the effort was shocking on Leicester. I could kind of forgive it because we're 3-0 up, but yeah, against Charlton, he could have blocked the shot that they scored for the I think it was the second goal. Even in possession, he was just very poor. And yeah, like Elliot, I don't like singling players out, but he was really, really just not a good watch.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough to say. Like I say, it's a bit of a difficult one, especially when a player's been isolated at the start of the campaign, and then to bring him in, it doesn't really sit 100%. So we'll see what happens come January. Now we're on to Birmingham. So Birmingham at home is the next game. Nick, what is your score predictions, and what are you expecting from the game, mate?
Let's see if keep this positivity going. I think I'm going to go with a 3-0 win. I want to say that Millwall game was a bit of an aberration. I think Saints looked a little leggy, as we touched on. It is a negative for Tonda. His subs made the team worse. Aribo was awful. Fraser didn't really add much, and I hate to say it, but Oriol Romeu didn't really do much either. I know. I mean, he
forgive him one game.
Yeah, I mean, he looked like a man in his mid-30s who hadn't played a professional game in over a year. Who can blame him? I'm going to say 3-0. I have faith in Tonda to learn from his mistakes. I agree with the other two. I would also like to see Matsuki used instead of Aribo in that position off the bench, especially when Saints are protecting a lead. I think Matsuki has a high motor. You've seen it. He runs all over the pitch, and Aribo doesn't. A quick aside, if you'll allow me, what a weird career Joe Aribo has had. He played striker in a European final for Rangers. He was one of our best midfielders under Russell Martin. Then he plays centre back under Ivan Juric, an emergency third centre back in the Premier League. And now he's out in the cold with fans calling for his head. What a roller coaster 3 years he's had.
He scored in the final as well, that Europa League final.
He scored in that one. Unbelievable enigma this man is. But yeah, on to Birmingham. I think Tonda learns his mistakes. I think the way Saints are playing, I'm going positive. I'll say 3-0.
Love that. We'll keep the prediction just for yourself, Nick. I like that. 3-0. Is that an Aribo hat trick or no?
maybe an Aribo of hat trick times he gets up to warm up, but not put on the pitch. Let's go with that.
Right, so we're on to our next feature, which is the A to Z. We're on to the letter H. Elliot, you are up, please, mate. What is your letter H for the Saints?
It's got to be Ralph Hasenhüttl. I think he was the last good Premier League manager that we had, which isn't saying a lot because we've had a lot of awful Premier League managers, but at least under him, we looked forward to most games, which is not something we've been able to say for a long time being Saints fans, but we had some incredible games under Hasenhüttl. The one that immediately comes to mind when I think back to him is the Tottenham away game, the 3-2. I think Chadham scored the winner. Maybe I can't remember.
He scored the equaliser too.
We had
two that game.
That was when we had Armando Broja on loan from Chelsea. And that was just one of those games where we clawed our way back to victory, and we really fought and dug deep, and you saw everyone battling for each other. And I think at his best, or at our best, we were running through brick walls for him, and you love to see it. And I also remember the Liverpool game when he beat Liverpool for the first time in his career as a manager, and Danny Ings scored this absolutely ridiculous lob over Alisson. We won the game 1-0, and he dropped to his knees crying, and we just loved the passion that he showed for the club. So yeah, for me, we had some really high highs and really low lows with him, of course, but I think ultimately he's remembered for being our last great Premier League manager. So yeah, Hasenhüttl for me.
Good shout. What about you, Alex? What's your letter H for?
Yeah, I was struggling. I was thinking of Wesley Hoyt as one, but no, I think Saints fans pretty dislike him. Hampshire, because it's pretty self-explanatory. The club's the biggest team in Hampshire. The last 60 years,
team in Hampshire. Yeah,
that too. Yeah. The last 60 years, I believe the other lot in Hampshire, they've only spent 5 seasons above us in the league systems. So how can you be bigger if you've only been above them in 5 seasons? Lucky cup runs and whatever. That doesn't play a factor. The best academy, the biggest stadium. I could go on for hours. Yeah.
I love it.
Better podcast too.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said it, mate.
Just to add one more thing to Hampshire, the bottom of the Saints logo is actually the Hampshire Rose as well. So it's a massive part of the club's identity.
Yeah, very nice, very nice. No, I like both of them. They're very good shouts. Right, now we're finishing with tweet of the week, which is a little bit different this week because it's not actually a tweet. So I mentioned before that we've got a group chat going, and in this group chat, you can imagine during game days it's flying. And on Saturday, 4:55, Alex, oh my God, it buzzing, exclamation marks through the roof. You saw it flying. 4:59. I never liked football anyway. It's the story of a football fan, isn't it? Alex, we'll throw it to you, mate. What was your emotions during that 5-minute period?
Oh God, yeah. I was messaging on the group because we conceded to make it 2-1, and it was kind of we were all over the shop. Then my shop arrived, so I had to go downstairs and do that. Came back upstairs and it's 2-2, and I'm messaging the group. Everything's going amazingly, and then they score at the back post. Ryan Manning's not marking his man. Bazunu, I don't know what he's doing. It's all a bit of a shambles, and I was thinking if we got a point, Tonda Eckert would have already got more points than Will Still did, and Eckert had only managed 5 games and Still was 12 or 13. So it's kind of the story of the club, really, isn't it? It's just unlucky.
Yeah, it's the like I said, it's the ups and downs. It's the reason we love football. Really, obviously, it's better when you come on the other side of a result like that. But yeah, it's a roller coaster, and we love it, don't we? We love it. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody, for watching at home. Please like and subscribe and get involved in the comments below, talking all things